A very warm welcome to the final event of round 3 of eRacing GP's round 3 of 6 of its global edition, where we're focusing upon European circuits. We're at the Red Bull Ring in Austria for today for the gold edition final, a 40-minute, it's not a marathon, it's a 40-minute sprint, because invariably, Alex Young, these races go down to the final lap. We've seen that in the last 2 races. 4 riders, races involved onto the final lap, with the lead changing hand from the start of the lap to the end.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously the DRS is very strong. We are driving DTM cars, so it makes it a high-speed game of chess. And also, let's not forget, in this 40-minute race, we have got pit stops as well. Tyre wear is high, and drivers need to do at least 1 pit stop.
eRacing GP is simulator driving, where, yes, it's computer-based, but it's as close to real life as you possibly can get. Want to see what it looks like? Well, have a look at last week's final, and you'll see what I mean about how things can really finish. This is the best of round 2 at Silverstone. When the red lights go off, we will be underway. Jaka Sizwoyo is on pole position. Jaka and Indonesia's Andika Rama alongside him. Jaka, as you can see, has made a flying start, but Andika Rama is alongside him. Andika Rama it is. He'll go into the first corner with the lead. Mikko Nassi, we saw him. He's in P3. Alif Hamilton is in P4. He goes into P3. All kinds of contact as Nakib tries to get involved. He goes on the inside. Wow, Nassi is really feeling the pressure, but it's Jaka Sizwoyo and Andika Rama who lead the lead, and Nassi just able to hold on to P3. Jaka Sizwoyo leads from Andika Rama. Andika Rama might employ the DRS there. Difficult place as he is just shadowing. Again, it's a 40-minute race. It's each of the racers. Sizwoyo got in the lead. Then Nakib goes through into P2. Muhammad Nakib, the 19-year-old from Malaysia. He is the man to put pressure now on Andika Rama. Got himself into P2. Wonderful maneuver inside Jaka Sizwoyo. I want to take us down to P7, where Josh Perwin is trying to get the better of Inigo Anton, who's right on the tail of Jaka Sizwoyo, the double winner yesterday. Nakib again takes a slightly different line in front of them. He's in the blue. Andika Rama, he's not holding them up, but he can't get away from them either, Alex. It's does he stick? Does he twist? Does he just try and lead from the front? At the front, Nakib has taken the lead. Sorry, as we look at the pits, Nakib has eventually decided, I want to go in now. Is that suggesting he is going to hit the pit next time around? And there is Nakib into the pits. That was indeed the strategy. This is the long pit lane. He's got to hit Abbey, and then that's when we'll find out if he is. And he's come out in the lead. Quite considerable lead ahead of Nassi, Alif Hamilton and Andika Rama.
Sheds drag, and he's able to pull out, and he's going to go into the lead. If I was these 2 drivers, I would work together to try and pull a gap towards Alif and Rama, who are just behind. They're over a second behind. There's a real chance that these 2 could pull a gap.
But Alif Hamilton is not to be trifled with. Alif has got himself up into P2. Maybe you put on 50 kilos, not 15 next week, just to prevent the brilliance of Alif Hamilton. And he's not too far behind Nakib. The differential, Alex, between a Nakib in P1 and the next car, Alif Hamilton, 0.9 of a second. Andika Rama live pictures has gone into the lead. Nakib. Now then, Alif Hamilton has dropped back into P4. Mikko Nassi has rejoined this fun fair and has got himself back into P3.
Who's going to make a mistake? Who's going to blink? I got a feeling it's going to come down to that. This is the last lap of the race. Nakib's all over the back of Andika Rama as they come in. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a bit of lag there for Mikko Nassi. Oh, and he's lost ground now on the top 3. Oh, look at that, covering the inside. Look, Nakib goes down the inside. They've touched. That's allowed Hamilton through. Hamilton into the lead.
Alif Hamilton, of course. Deja vu all over again. Nakib has lost a position where he could have won. Andy Karama was leading. Poor old Miko Nasi. He's recovered. Nasi implements the DRS. He's got Andika in his sights. Goes around the inside of Andika. A contact, a big contact. Nakib spins and spins into fourth place. Alif Hamilton, meantime, has got himself a full second clear. Nakib is out of the race. They come round into Vale, and then finally the club corner. A last lap overtaking maneuver from Alif Hamilton means that he has secured the victory. Nasi, a brilliant second from Andika. Nakib, a miserable time for him. Another fourth from a podium position. Sizwoyo fifth. Simulated driving, but quite brilliant entertainment. Alif Hamilton is the smiling figure who leads the overall championship standing. He's at the front of that little group. Josh Perwin on his right-hand shoulder. Nakib Aslam from Malaysia on his left-hand shoulder are 2 and 3. And then Andika Rama, the best of Indonesia, is in P4. And they are the top 4 in this gold edition of eRacing GP. Let's go on to the overall championship standings and what it means. Alif Hamilton is way clear at the top. He is 122 points. It means Josh Perwin cannot have another bad weekend in the 4 races that still need to come. Mohammed Nakib Aslan cannot have a bad weekend. Neither can Andika Rama. Jackie Sizwoyo, who completes the top 5, he needs to be disciplined. And Miko Nasi, nightmare for him. He misses out on today's final because of poor qualification times in Friday. So Miko Nasi will not be able to make any headway on the top 5. Look out for Kalen Chin though on 61 points. The young Aussie based in Singapore is a fine young talent. Alex Young alongside Des Corkill for eRacing GP. Alex, we're only 3 races into the season, or 3 rounds into the season. Already the cream is rising to the top. Alif Hamilton, what did the other guys have to do to stop him?
He's just... Well, I mean, he's just optimizing everything. A, he's fast, but B, he always puts his car in the right place at the right time, and he's on a really good roll. You see that sometimes the drivers, they at the top of the game, and the roll of the dice also starts going with you as well. So he's really taking advantage of that. Hey, make hay while the sun is shining. It's going to be really tough for the guys to pull that gap back. Not because they're not quick enough, because they are, but Alif is just not making any mistakes at the moment.
He has had 8 races. He's been on the podium on 8 occasions, including the 6 qualification races. It really is a level of consistency that is difficult to compete with.
Yes, it is. But they have got ballast. Obviously, we do have to remember that some of these drivers are carrying some ballast. The ballast is not such a big effect at the Red Bull Ring. It tends to get more of an effect where the corner to straight percentage is higher, say like at Spa or maybe Hungary or something like that. So even though you're carrying the ballast, the driver still should be quick, and we saw that. Andika Rama, he's carrying the biggest amount of ballast at 15 kilos because he won round 2. But he was still able to win a race in the group stages yesterday. Also, I do have to say I feel a bit for Miko Nasi. Miko Nasi, he was really quick yesterday, but he got kicked out of the server. Just chose the wrong time to have a look at the timing screen or something. Because I really think he would have had a chance to win today.
But it's a problem for Miko Nasi. The one consolation is it's a 6-round series. You can't throw away your worst round. So immediately Miko Nasi will have to throw this away. He won't have another chance. Okay, let's. You mentioned the qualification. How this works is there's 2 races or 2 groups who have 2 qualification races on the Friday night. The best 12 in each make it onto Saturday's final. Let's just have a look at how those results went on Friday night. So in Group A, Alif Hamilton picked up 35 points. This is just from yesterday's races. Kalen Chin, I tell you what, this young kid is a fine talent, and so is Nakib Aslan, who picked up 30 points. Jackie Sizwoyo, one of the many, many quick Indonesians. Tubagas Farhan was great fun. Jackie Sizwoyo, I do watching him race. Arwin Tarunya in Group B on the right-hand side of your screen. He and Andika Rama had a battle royale. Arwin Tarunya, I don't know what he's got to do to actually get some luck going his way. And Josh Perwin is another. He's doing really well in the championship standings, Alex, but he cannot get a win for love nor money.
Okay, so here is how the grid looks. We combine the top 12 from each group stage, from Group A, Group B. We look at their points, and that's how we set the grid for the final starting grid today. You can see Andika Rama starts on pole, Alif Hamilton second, Taruna third, Perwin in fourth, Kalen Chin and Naqib Aslan on the third row.
You've also got a weight differential there, Alex. I think that's worth explaining what that is and how it's calculated.
Yeah. So round 2 winners, top 10 all get weight. So Andika Rama, he won round 2 overall. So he got 15 kilos. Chaka Susoya was second, he's got 12. Alif was third, he got 10. And it all the way goes down to the 10th guy. They don't carry that weight forward. So after this race, it gets reset again, and the top 10 from round 3 will carry weight for round 4.
So that will be the starting grid. Let's just take a little bit of live action. The guys are still in practice. They've got best part of 5 minutes to go. It's difficult to go anywhere other than the Muhammad Alif Hamilton to start. He is the standard bearer. You'll get used to this yellow car, barring a catastrophe. He will be near the front. Now, on the early stages of a lap, do you maybe just want to talk us around the lap before we get a flying lap from Miko Nassi?
Well, I think it's still a bit early to talk about the lap because he's already in the middle sector. Should we go for a lap with Miko Nassi?
Indeed, let's do exactly that. Miko Nassi is one of the contestants who will be missing out on today's final, but I'm delighted to say he did do us a flying lap, and it's from the driver's point of view.
Alright, welcome to the Red Bull Ring. It used to be called the Österreich Ring when it was originally built in 1969, and then also the A1 Ring in 1996, and the layout now is pretty much the same as it was in 1996, except for these asphalt runoff areas all over the place. So instead of gravel and grass, they've got asphalt, and that comes into play in places like turn 1 here. You'll notice we actually go towards the left. Gives us much wider entry into the corner, and gives us more speed going onto the straight. This long straight here is great for DRS. Definitely use it if you have it. Braking here, uphill for turn 2, just after the 100 meter board, and carefully getting on the power here on the exit. There's a crest there and it's a little bit bumpy, so it's super easy to light up the rear tires and even spin out there. And coming to our first downhill braking zone, turn 3 here. Again, using a lot of the road on the left-hand side on the entry, just to widen the corner for us. And patient with the throttle on the exit there as well. Now we're coming up to some of the slightly higher speed corners. Being careful of the brakes. Again, using all the road here. And then some. You probably don't want to use DRS here. The straight isn't super long. You want to save it for the start-finish straight. Turn 7. Get on the curb on the inside if you can. Patient with the throttle there for the final corner, and activate DRS again if you still have it. And that's the lap of the Red Bull Ring. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the races.
He's a great entertainer, is Miko Nassi. It's a real shame he will be missing out on today's final, but that was a flying lap around the Red Bull Ring. One of the things that you don't really see on that particular flying lap, Alex, is the undulating nature of this circuit. It really is quite astonishing, particularly into that first corner where you're going up the hill, and we've seen in previous races cars can actually flip. Yeah. They go head over heels.
Yeah. So just watching Alif Hamilton doing practicing his pit stops. But yes, there is big elevation changes. We saw a few cars in the touring cars just now go head over heels at turn 1, didn't they? They took too much curb and they flipped sideways. There are big undulation changes on this track, and as normal, you don't really see them on TV or on the monitor. You really have to be there to appreciate it. Turn 1 really is upstill. You really have to put your back into it when you do your track walks, going up to turn 1 and even turn 2. Ooh, and Andika Rama pushing a bit too hard. I bet he's on a qualifying. Well, no, he won't be on a qualifying run, will he? Because there is no qualifying. The grid is set from the positions that they finished in the group stages yesterday, but Andika is on pole. Here's another driver, Simkar1, very well known in the sim community in Malaysia. He's really improved. He was the winner of the AM Cup, AM Series in the first Global Edition, and he's really improved a lot. Late bloomer, some of his teammates like to call him, and he's doing really well in gold.
We're seeing the shot here on the front of the camera. Terrific graphics that we're seeing. You're seeing the pace, and maybe you get an indication of the elevation coming up the hill and over the brow of the hill just here before you have to race down into second gear, hit the curb. This is towards the end. This is the final corner coming into the start-finish line, and there you do see the elevation going into corner number 1.
Yeah, he's big time using the curb there. So Kai won there. He's at position 4 at the moment, but don't really look too much into the practice times. Drivers are just practicing pit stops, getting a feel for the car, playing with brake ballast, because every time you come to a new circuit, car does change a tiny little bit, does feel a little bit different, so you have to adapt to the conditions, just like in real life. One of the good things about sim racing is you can make the conditions identical, which means you can really work on your driving or your car setup. But there are other situations you can make conditions change a bit, and conditions do change a little bit in this game, which means it's tough for drivers, and they have to stay on top of things.
Got to mention Josh Perwin just as we come to the end of practice. The young Australian cannot buy a win for love nor money. He's always on the podium. He's had 4 second places in his 7 races so far.
Yeah, so be good to see if he can get a win today. He's only carrying 4 kilos today, so he should be quick.
This is the eRacing GP. It is the gold final, and we're at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg at Austria. So they're in the garage. As you say, we have already got the setup. We know what the grid is going to start like, and it's a 40-minute race. There is an enforced pit stop, and that pit stop strategy, Alex, we've seen on multiple occasions, really can be the difference, particularly on these quicker circuits.
Yeah, they probably want to stop just before half distance.
So the red lights are on. We are about to get underway. eRacing GP Gold Final. Round 3 of 6. Andy Karama in the white car is on pole position alongside Alif Hamilton. Andy Karama has got off to a really solid start. He's taken Alif Hamilton along with him. Kalen Chin is in a group chasing them behind. There is the start from Kalen Chin's point of view. We'll stay on board with the young Singapore-based Aussie. There you can see the red lights are just about to go. It's a decent start from Kalen. He's tried to stay as close as he can to Alif Hamilton, and that's not the worst start from the youngster.
Yeah, gets through turn 1 quite 3 abreast there. Nakib on the outside and Perwin even further on the outside. He lost out. You do get pinched at turn 1 if you're on the inside a bit, but more importantly, you survive that first corner so you can carry on racing.
Okay, so there's a slight replay there for Kalen Chin. Andy Karama has got himself into the lead. Alif Hamilton in second, and Mohamed Nakib, the big 3. They really are the big 3. It's the Indonesian, the Singaporean, and the Malaysian, but somehow week on week it's the Singaporean in the yellow car who manages to come out on top.
Yeah, it's been going his way lately, but that will change. These other drivers are too good, and they will get into the flow at some point, and things will change. And whether it's Andika or Nakib or Perwin or Chin or Susoyo, that might take over at the top.
They come through the end of lap number 1. It's only now that the DRS can be implemented. Alif Hamilton doesn't normally take the lead very early in races, and here he just holds his time as well. Let's look a little bit further down. It's really competitive. We're on board with Melvin Moe and Ayman Akim Tadashi. So they are strung out one right the way through 19. James Russell is in P19. He's got himself up just behind Ataya Kenzie. Kenzie on debut. Back to the front. I said Alif doesn't take the lead early. He has here, and he's taken Mohamed Nakib with him, and Dikarama drops back into P3, Alex.
Yeah, so Andika to P3, the DRS showing very strong. Alif now is up to, they both got DRS for the rest of this lap. You get 3 goes with the DRS, and you can use it all on 1 lap. And then before it resets the following lap again. You have to be within the car, a certain time difference of the car in front to get the drag reduction system on. I think it's 8/10.
I know you thought long and hard about implementing DRS, and you were concerned that it might just make it a last lap race to the line. Indeed it has, and that's been one of the great features of it, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it's made the racing very interesting. What the drivers don't like about it so much is it does introduce a slight element of luck, because if you're in the wrong position on the track on the last lap, even if you're the quickest driver, you might not end up winning the race. However, we argue that that's part of racecraft, and it's not always about being the quickest driver. It's about knowing where to position yourself with your racecraft. And as we watch Nakib now take over the lead from Hamilton, and also what it also does introduce, Des, as we see how strong the DRS is peloton racing, like Tour de France, like cycling racing. You sometimes have to work together with the guy you're racing to try and produce the gap so you can break out of DRS zone of the other cars. So I really do like that aspect. We don't really see that in normal racing, but I think it works very well here in the sim community.
We're on board once again with Kalen Chin. He's currently in P5. He's in the whitish dark grey colour. He's hanging on to P5. Really quick racing from Kalen Chin. He's got Josh Purwin and Andika Rama in front of him. Nakib is the man in the blue who has the lead. Jaka Sizwoyo, as Kalen Chin looks backwards, is just over a second behind. So that front five are pulling away from Sizwoyo, Jason Tay and Brodie Steen and co.
Yeah, so I'm surprised Sizwoyo, he's lost the train for the top five. These top five might start pulling away. He's got to get a move on if he doesn't want to lose a DRS zone with these top five. He'll have to hope that they start squabbling, and they will start squabbling in a while. They are very, very gentlemanly with each other at the moment, but as this race progresses, as we saw in race 2 in Silverstone, they're going to get a bit more argy-bargy for sure.
It is Mohamed Nakib who has the lead. He looks backwards onto the ominous yellow of Alif Hamilton. Love the graphics here. Look at the detail. The hills are alive with the sound of eRacing GP in the distance. And Nakib, though, will lose first place here to Alif. It's the second change of lead already. Nakib is then under pressure from Andika Rama and Josh Purwin and Kalen Chin and Jaka Sizwoyo. You pointed out already, he cannot get close, and he is leading a second train of four races.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to get overtaken at this point because they're going to start squabbling. Oh, Jaka. Oh, Jason Taylor on the outside runs wide, gets on the curb, and that's allowed Steen, is it, to get by as well. Hazik's right there as well.
So Sizwoyo, Jason Tay, Brodie Steen and Hazik are in this second group of five. First group of five, Alif Hamilton has got into the lead. And is this where he tries to accelerate away and get more than a second between him and the cars behind him? They come up over the brow of the hill. Hamilton leads, and he's really giving this one some wellies, Alif Hamilton. He's stretched the lead to 0.7 of a second.
You're absolutely right. You saw how hard he was pushing through the penultimate corner, right on the curb, sideways. Didn't quite work out for him though. Nakib is right there, only 4 tenths behind and well inside DRS range.
Certainly is, but you saw there, that will take an awful lot out of Alif Hamilton because he really went for it. And we haven't mentioned tyre wear. 40-minute races will really begin to affect the tyres.
Yeah, especially at Silverstone, they really had to pit at the halfway mark. They couldn't really pit too early because if they pit too early, the tyres would be finished and you'd get a puncture before the end of the race. So Austria is less hard on tyre wear. So maybe might see some alternate strategies. Maybe someone might try and pit a bit early or a bit late. I certainly know Mikko Nassi was planning some crazy strategies leading up to this race. Unfortunately, he was ejected out of the group stages, so he's not racing today.
Hamilton in the yellow leads from Nakib. Behind them, Andika Rama, Josh Purwin and Kalen Chin. They are the front five, and they have stretched that lead over the next group behind them. Jason Tay is 3.5 seconds down now, Jason Tay, with Brodie Steen, Eamon Hazik. And what has happened to Sizwoyo?
Sizwoyo down in 13th. Wow, disaster. Jaka is one of those drivers always capable of challenge for the race win, but now he's down in 13th position. Oh, that's sad to see because he should have been in that front group challenging for the win.
Behind him, he's got Tubagas Farhan and Philippines best Inigo Anton. Ataya McKenzie is there as well. Tubagas actually goes past Jaka Sizwoyo. Back up at the front. Nakib makes his move. This is change of lead number 5. And we're only 6 laps into the race. Nakib in the blue for Malaysia. Ahead of Alif, ahead of Andika, Purwin and Chin. Still in there. These front 5 really are. They're not exactly working together, but they're not slowing each other down either.
I tell you, whoa, down the inside. Purwin muscles Alif out of the way. That's not what Alif wanted. Purwin doesn't care. He's up to P3, watching the 2 cars in front, and he's got the drag reduction system. Alif goes from first to fifth in a blink of an eye.
So Muhammad Alif is not used to being barged out the way. He'll just say, hey, there's 32 minutes left. I know I'm in this leading group. There will be jockeying. There will be change of positions. We are on board here with Andika Rama, I believe. And Andika Rama, he's in the white car. This is his move to overtake Alif Hamilton. He was pretty aggressive, Alex.
Yeah, it's a replay here. Alif, I think, actually got out of the way. They are teammates, Alif and Andika, but what Alif did not expect was, look at it in the rearview mirror, Perwin coming down the inside, and these front two now have a bit of a gap to third position.
They have. They've pulled off 0.3 of a second between them. We'll look back from Andika Rama onto Josh Perwin, but yeah, all it needs is one slight mistake, one slight misjudgment, and Perwin, Chin and Alif will come driving through very quickly. There is Perwin in the pink in P3, the best of the Aussie contingent, although Caelan Chin would very much like to differ on that opinion.
Yeah, I think Perwin's just close enough. He's going to get some DRS, but they're going to be fighting. Look at Andika. Andika's going to come through at the front, and Caelan's going to try and come through on Perwin as well. He's looking to the inside. Andika's at the front. That's a move that's done, but in third position, and Caelan and Perwin have contact. That's going to allow Alif to come back at both of those cars as well.
Andika Rama is the man who is in the lead. The scrapping is going on. Alif hasn't been able to take advantage. Maybe he'll move on the inside here. The braking as they come downhill. Surely this will affect the tyres, Alex. I was surprised when you said tyre wear isn't that big because of the undulations here and the late and heavy braking that the guys need to implement.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be bad. It's not going to be as bad as, say, Silverstone, which we were round two. But, well, Alif's going to be looking at the front two cars and seeing the gap. Caelan might be in position 3, but he's not able to stay with the front two. That gap is going out. It's over a second now. Just about a second now. If these two get a run on these front two, break away from these three right now, that's it. They're not going. It's going to be really hard to claw it back.
Caelan Chin on board with him. He has got Josh Perwin in the pink and Alif Hamilton right behind him. There is a long time to go, though. We have still got best part of 30 minutes. We are 10 minutes into the race. Andika for Indonesia, Nakib for Malaysia, Chin for Australia, as is Perwin. Alif Hamilton is the man at the tail of that. I don't think they have got away, Alex, because Caelan Chin's managed to pull that one back to within 0.5 of a second.
Yes, Caelan's got the DRS there, so he's just there, just close enough. Oh, Perwin has a small mistake, runs a bit wide. Is that going to cost him time? I think he's defending from Alif. That now means there's a small gap between Caelan and Perwin, but I'm sure Perwin will try and close that gap. He will have the DRS as well, which will also help him.
We are on board with Josh Perwin. You're seeing the elevation as they go downhill, tight braking. Then they have to accelerate away. They go down into second gear, then quickly have to go through the gears as they come round. Alif will try to get close. I think, though, with Alif, we've seen him do it time and time again, Alex. He knows when to make the move, and it's not with 30 minutes to go. It's normally with 3 or 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's right. And he's always there in the last lap. You know he'll be back there. So very close indeed. I tell you what, though, I'm super impressed with Andika. Andika again showing fantastic pace to lead at the front. He's not easy to overtake, this Indonesian. And don't forget, he's carrying the most ballast out of everyone. He's carrying 15 kilograms of ballast.
He'll look back, he'll see Nakib maybe implement the DRS as Nakib then takes that move, and Caelan Chin will do the same. Nakib will get through on the inside. Caelan Chin tries to take advantage. He goes through into P2 and he might try to accelerate inside Nakib and take the lead, but Nakib holds on. Caelan Chin looking for P1, but Nakib is just able to hold on. Andika Rama holds off Josh Perwin, holds on to P3.
Side by side, Wolf cars there. DRS now open. They're just side by side through all these corners. Oh, Nakib manages to get a slightly better drive out of the turn 2, and he holds on to the lead for now.
Well, last week at Silverstone, we had 4 racers going into the final lap, and we didn't know how we're going to finish literally until 3 corners from the end. Here, the potential is that these 5 racers will be going into the final lap, and we'll have no idea until the very end who's going to take the points.
Yeah. What do we do now? Now 27 minutes to go. Still a bit too early for that pit stop, but for sure 1 or 2 of them will be thinking, oh, another lap or 2, maybe I might gamble and try and go for an early pit stop. Caelan, they're all over the back of Nakib. Will these two work together? That's also the smart thing to do when you're peloton racing like this. If you can work together with your competitor, maybe you can create a gap to the cars behind.
So as they come into the finish straight, Kalen Chin has a look. He can use the DRS. Tries to go past, doesn't take there. Josh Perwin has got himself up into P3 in the pink. Interesting there. Kalen wasn't able to generate the speed he needed. Andy Karama, who led at the start of this lap, is down in P5. Now Kalen Chin goes into the lead for the very first time. Perwin goes through into P2, and that moves Nakib and Alif Hamilton into 3. Nakib may drop actually down below Hamilton into P5.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, they're getting. We talked about at the beginning of the race that they're going to start getting a bit edgy, a bit more argy-bargy. You can see the body language. Everyone's bristling a bit, trying to get track position. Track position is so key with this DRS and these DTM cars. Oh, exiting turn 3. Nakib holds on to position 3. I thought he was going to get bundled down to position 5 at this point. But look at Kalen Chin. Kalen Chin doing a good job there. Nice late turn in to counter the understeer through that left-hander. Him and Perwin now at the front.
We'll just leave that battle for P1 just for now and head further down. Ayman Hazik is in the lead in this little battle for P6. He's got Jason Tay, Brodie Steen, Luis Moreno of Philippines, and another Singaporean, Dylan Tan, in a chain. So it's a 5-man battle for P6 as well. And let's just focus on this for a while. And Brodie Steen is a name who we often mention. There he is in the white and blue. He can be very quick, the Aussie.
Yeah, he can. He's a bit up and down, though. We've seen him win reverse grid races before. But I'd like to see him win a race 1 at some point, because he is very good.
Ayman Hazik it is who's able to hold on to that lead. Ahead of Jason Tay, another quick Singaporean. Steen, Luis Moreno, the pride of the Philippines. He won the Philippines edition, but this is a big step up in class from the regional championships into the gold. You are really mixing it with the big boys. Moreno loses out to Dylan Tan, who gets himself up into P9. And Dylan Tan's had a busy old day. He raced in the silver edition earlier on today.
Yes, he did. One of the few drivers invited up to gold for this race. But back at the front, Josh Perwin is now in the lead. And look, Alif Hamilton is up to second as well. It's just roundabouts. Drivers just keep going. They're getting bustled around. And now, look, Nakib's at the back. And, oh, look, Andika Rama in 4th. Perwin, though, he's going to be pushing. This might be an idea to try and pit stop now. If Perwin, he hasn't won a race since the first race of the last global edition. He's not going to pit this time. Oh, he thought about it. Oh, too much curb. He's off.
Josh Perwin, what a nightmare for him. It gifts the lead to Alif Hamilton. And Josh Perwin, what was a 5-man race, suddenly becomes much, much less. And that was just a straightforward change of mind from Josh Perwin. Let's see where he is. He's rejoined the race, but he's down in P10, Alex Young.
Wow, what a disaster for the Australian. This is one of the race winners, potential race winners today. I know he really wants that race win. He'll be kicking himself to that curb on the very outside of the penultimate corner, the last corner. It's just vicious. And we saw Nakib, that happened to Nakib, and it happened to also to Taruna, didn't it? Taruna yesterday as well. So it catches out Josh Perwin, another victim of that curb.
What it means, though, is that Kalen Chin can lead and Andika Rama can push through into second place, but Alif doesn't like that. Alif just got the line quite right. And the yellow-clad Singaporean is back into P2. Nakib, who was in danger of being dropped, has been benefiting from that Josh Perwin error. So there were 5. There are now 4. 23:20 to go. Pit stops now come into play, Alex Young.
Yeah, I think this is about the time. If I was Kalen, I'd think about going to the pit stop right now. He's got a 6 seconds gap. Why not? Just go in now and see where you end up. No, none of the 4 decides to pit, so they're going to stay out for at least one more lap. Oh, Nakib, you've got to watch those curbs. He almost did a Perwin there. But look, Kalen Chinny's actually extended 7/10 at the moment, and if the 2 cars behind him can start fighting, might look very good for him indeed.
It is still a long way to go, though. You're racing right the way through, but you've always got to have your mind on the finale. You can't make a mistake like Purwin did. Josh Purwin, Alex Young, is out. Is he in the pits there, Josh Purwin? He has pitted on this occasion. He made the mistake last time. He's the first one into the pits. He had to gamble. He's got to do something extraordinary if he's going to get back up the rankings.
Yeah, it's a nice exit out of there. Very conservative, very gentle exit. But let's get back to the front because they might be coming for a pit stop soon. Caelan Chin still holds the lead. Alif has gone from second to fourth. Where is Alif Hamilton?
Must have made a mistake, Alif. As we were focused on Josh Purwin, Alif has lost a lot of time. 4 seconds he lost.
I saw him move out of the way. Oh, Caelan makes a mistake. Everyone is making a mistake. They're all pushing so hard. Wow, no, Andika and the white cars all over the back of Caelan Chin. But I have to say, Alif looked like he let Andika Rama, must have had a touch or something with Nakib at turn 2. And that's why he's at the back. No one is still pitting. These three are still going. I was so sure at least one of them was going to pit at this point. Caelan, though, look how hard he's pushing. He's still wriggling as he comes out of the last corner. Alif Hamilton, he's got DRS still for this last lap. He won't have DRS now anymore for this because the gap is too big. Can he close the gap? There's 20 minutes to go. If anyone can close the gap to the top 3, this man can.
It's 3 seconds, though, the differential between this front group. Andika Rama for Indonesia, Nakib for Malaysia, Caelan Chin for Australia. Alif trying desperately hard to get close. Brodie Steen currently is in P5 ahead of Jason Tay and Luis Moreno. Moreno tries to go around the outside of Tay. Pitting, nobody has really taken that option. Hazik and Purwin, Sizwoyo, Tobagas, Kenzie and Kai Wern have all pitted. Let's have a look at Jaka Sizwoyo. He can be quick, but he really hasn't had a good weekend this weekend.
No, he hasn't. If he can just get to the gap, James Russell's ahead of him. He can just close the gap there. Maybe he can get a bit of DRS. But Andika Rama, wow, he's leading now. He's got a small gap. He's got half a second. This is the time where Andika's got to pit. This half a second will be gone at the next lap because of the DRS, so you might as well pit now. I'm so sure he's going to come to the pit, and I just wonder if all 3 of them might follow him through. Oh, might be smart for Nakib. Yeah, they both go through. Oh, Caelan Chin, he's the one that's not pitted. Caelan's got to have, if ever he needs a perfect lap, this is it. He has to have a perfect lap now. It's his only chance of trying to come out in front of the lead because the others are going to definitely get a good chance with one more lap of fresher tyres.
Pressure on young Caelan Chin. I think we'll stick with him just to see how he is eating up the ground. There is only tarmac and fir trees ahead of Caelan Chin, and will he come out still in the lead? He has still got to pit. In the meantime, they are the pit guys. Hamilton went in as well, Alex. Andika Nakib and Alif Hamilton. Caelan Chin still out on the track. Hamilton still holding his place ahead of James Russell as he comes out after pitting.
Okay, so they won't have DRS, or will they? Nakib looks to the inside. Dika thinks about blocking him, but he's not close enough. Decides not to block him. Dylan Tan, drive-through penalty, speeding the pit lane. He's another very young karter from Singapore. He'll learn from that, hopefully. But shame for Dylan there. Nakib then, in the blue car, from Malaysia, chasing down Andika Rama from Indonesia and the white Mercedes in front. They are currently in P2 and 3 with everyone pitting now except for Caelan Chin.
Caelan Chin, let's have a look at him. Comes over the brow of the hill. He looks in splendid isolation, but only he and James Russell have not pitted. What kind of a lap? This time he goes in. Last lap, 1:26.388. So, do we stay with him, Alex? Let's just see how quick this is. And then we'll stay with him and look for the mystery. Andika Rama and Nakib are trying to chase around. This is the battle for P1 as they come round into the home straight. So Nakib in P3. Caelan Chin will be emerging out of the pits at any stage soon. Caelan Chin makes his move. Nakib and Andika Rama, they come around. Andika Rama is leading and Caelan Chin. This is the entry point. Caelan Chin comes out and he'll come out in 4th place behind Alif Hamilton as well as Andika. It was not a gamble that paid off, Alex Young.
No, Caelan made a mistake for me. He should have pitted 3 laps earlier because he had that nice little gap. He had a half a second lead at that point, and that would have been the perfect time for him to pit. But no, he had to stay up an extra lap longer. Okay, he'll have 1 lap fresher tires than everyone, but now he's in P4, but not just P4, he's P4 and out of the DRS zone. Well, meanwhile, Nakib, though, takes the lead from Andika Rama on the run up to turn 3. These guys, you know, if they work together here, they can pull away the gap. Because although Alif is closing that gap, it's under 3 seconds now to the top 2. Look how hard he's charging. Alif in 3rd position, out of DRS zone. But he's not giving up. He's pushing very hard. Same too for Kalen Chin right behind him in 4th position.
Another guy who's really pushing hard as well. This is some recovery. Josh Perwin, who span out and went down as low as P10. He's got himself back up to P6 and is within sight of Ayman Hazik. So Perwin trying to make this work, but Nakib and Andika Rama, will they work together, Alex? Are they clever enough? Are they cute enough? Are they close enough friends to work together? Or will the common goal of beating off Alif, will that see them work together until the latter stages?
Well, actually, I don't think so, you know, because these guys like to play the team game, and Andika Rama and Alif Hamilton, they're teammates, and I know they're talking to each other. When we go to the onboard, you'll see them speaking into their microphones. They're chatting to each other. They're trying to figure things out. But Nakib doesn't want to get into a scrap because that's going to bring Alif Hamilton into play. So if I was at Nakib, I would just let Rama go through and then just try and work with him on the next lap. Because either that, or if I was Andika Rama, let's play the team game here. Why not just get to the front and slow everything down and allow Alif to catch up?
Well, that's exactly what Andika Rama has done. He has got to the front. Hamilton is 2.18 seconds behind at the moment, Andika Rama, but we've got an on board of Andika. Let's just have a look and see if we can see him talking to Alif Hamilton. No, he must have known the cameras were coming to him, as that was the overtaking maneuver that took him into P1 as he turns into corner number 1. We have got 15.5 minutes still to race, and they are increasing that lead over Alif Hamilton. It's 2.5 seconds just at the moment, Alex Young.
Yeah, so I think obviously they are working with each other a bit. Nakib needs to be careful turn 1 here. He sometimes takes too much curb at turn 1, and that costs him from getting on the power. You see that he likes to hit that white sausage cone. He has got the DRS though, so he should be favourite to overtake the lead into turn 3. I don't think Andika's going to fight him. The speed difference is just too big.
As they come up the hill into corner number 1, the Niki Lauda bend, and then there's the long straight that'll take us down towards Remus, back into the lead. Mohamed Nakib, the 19-year-old Malaysian, he's got a busy weekend ahead of him. He's joining Alex Young in the Le Mans 24-hour. But that is a little while away. Nakib still leading, but he's taken Andika Rama. Alif Hamilton, is he closing well? He's still 2.5 seconds away, so he's within fighting distance, Alex.
Yeah, especially if the front 2 start fighting each other. But if they keep working together and just keeping the DRS open each lap and overtaking and not fighting, scrapping, then it's going to be very hard for Alif to close the gap. I tell you what, Andika's right all over the back of Nakib. Again, like at Silverstone, he looks like he has a bit more pace than the cars around us. Andika's never won a final in eRGP yet. He was leading at Motegi last season, but spun out of the lead, so he's not won a final. Could this be the chance for Andika to win his first final?
We'll just stick with Andika at the moment as they come up the hill, but then I just want to go and have a look at Josh Perwin. He's got himself right back onto the wing there of Kalen Chin. Kalen's disastrous pit stop has hurt his chances, and Perwin, who seemed right out of it, Alex, has got himself back into P5.
Yeah, Perwin's driving like a man possessed. I don't know what's happened to Kalen Chin's pace, but Perwin is certainly putting him to the sword. Goes round the outside, easily done. Kalen struggling for pace now, and Perwin will have the DRS, so he should be able to pull away. The question though is, can Kalen settle down and go with Perwin?
Back up to the front, we cannot ignore it because Andika Rama has eased himself ahead of Mohamed Nakib. You're always aware that yellow car just in the backdrop just catches a glimpse of your eye. He is still 2.5 seconds away as Alif Hamilton can't get close, but there's still 13 minutes still to race. That is a lifetime in terms of eRacing GP.
Yeah, don't forget these two drivers came in on the same same lap. So they are looking, they've been nose to tail for this whole race. But Andika, they're able to, use that DRS. He has a small gap. And he just looks like he's really in the groove, driving very well. He had an excellent pole position yesterday. And even though he's carrying the most ballast out of these two cars, at the moment, Andika is my favorite for the win.
Again, I just want to break away just to go around Southeast Asia. Luis Moreno is the man currently holding on to P7, but he's got Jason Tay and Brodie Steen, the Singaporean and the Aussie, chasing him. The Mercedes leading the two BMWs. Melvin Moe is behind them. He's in P10. Jacques Siswoyo once again. Wonder what Jacques really has to do. He's in P11 at the moment, trying to make a move here on Melvin Moe. You'll get some action from Jacques. There he goes past his man into P10 and takes corner number 1 successfully. Back up at the front though, it's Nakib's turn to lead. I've lost count of the number of lead changes we've had, but I haven't lost count of the fact they've stayed 2.5 seconds clear of Alif Hamilton.
Yeah, so they are kind of working together at the moment. I think Andika Rama is either not being asked to hold up Nakib, or he's just going, no, I'm just going to go for the win, and why bring Alif to this battle, because that just complicates things. And Andika's just going to focus on Nakib. This high-speed game of chess between these two drivers. Who's going to win? The clock counts down. We still have 11 minutes of racing to go, Des.
Yeah, that's the thing, and the guys have got to keep absolute concentration. We saw Josh Berwin lost some concentration. Hey, you talk about Kalen Chin going losing speed, moving away from this battle for P1. Kalen Chin down in P6 now, Alex, because Ayman Hazik has got in front of him, and Ayman is putting pressure on Josh Berwin.
Yeah, so let's see if Perwin and Ayman will drive together, race together. Maybe they can use the DRS zones off each other's thing, because there is a car in no man's land ahead of him. That's Alif Hamilton. Maybe they can close the gap to Alif if they work together.
So there's a battle. Great work from Ayman Hazik. Andy Karama is now the man in the lead. They will alternate over the next, we've probably got another 8 or 9 laps still to go with 10:32. Maybe not that many, probably 7 laps still to go. So we'll be up around about lap 27, 28 by the time we know how this is going to finish. And that must come into the calculations. Who looks after their DRS to take into the final lap, Alex?
Yeah, that's very true. These two guys, they are working together. They're not fighting too hard. They're using the DRS. It's just going to plan. One car will lead one lap, and then the car behind will overtake, and then those positions will be reversed. And as long as they do it cleanly, they can use that DRS for both of them collectively to go faster than if they were by themselves. And then, of course, you've got Alif Hamilton in 3rd position in the yellow BMW. He's still hanging in there. He has no DRS, and he's still 2.5 seconds off the battle for the lead.
He's actually pulled inside. Well, it's 2.5 seconds now, but he got down to 2.13 on that. Goes wide. He is pushing it, though. I'll ask about the tyres again, Alex. If you're pushing it, if you're not on the racing line, it will have an impact.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see they're pushing. I mean, Alif is really, really pushing. Running wide sometimes, though, you can actually reduce the stress if you do it right. But you can't run wide too often because you will get penalised for that. We saw Fadli Rachmat get penalised for that yesterday, like Taruna did the race before in round 2. So you have to watch track limits.
Further down, Luis Moreno in still leading that little battle with Jason Tay and Brodie Steen. I'll tell you what, that'd be a highlight if it wasn't for the top 5 going at each other. Hammer and tongs. Jason Tay tries to come on the inside of Luis Moreno. Jason Tay does so successfully. He moves up into P7. Moreno P8. Brodie Steen down into P9. Good battle there at the front. Once again, Nakib is the man in the race lead.
So now I'm beginning to wonder if any of these drivers are leaving something in reserve. Are they showing their full hands? Do they have a little bit of pace extra in their pocket that they might want to unleash for the last lap? Oh, Nakib, they're getting on the curb, getting a bit sideways again. He does look a bit more ragged. He looks like he's struggling to match the same pace as Rama. Rama just seems to be driving within himself a bit better. Having said that, that's a good turn 1. Nakib has a 4/10 gap on Andika Rama, but Andika, look at that, the DRS is open, the rear wing he's closed the DRS actually. He's not looking at the inside, he's playing mind games here, he's showing his nose, but he actually turned off the DRS quite early on that run. Now he's got it back on, That rear wing is tilted backwards, shutting down force, shutting drag, and it easily goes past. Nakib says, though, you have to work for it, mate. Go around the outside as they now go through turn 3.
Welcome on board those who are watching us on Facebook. Great to get your comments. Dave Chin was just explaining what went wrong with his boy. He overshot his pit mark, got launched into the air. Top spec Alan, go Lewis Moreno. Moreno is indeed doing his best currently in P8, but it's this battle for P1 that is really keeping us absolutely enthralled. Alif Hamilton is desperately trying to claw in on Andika Rama and Mohamed Nakib, but these two are fine racers in their own right, and they're showing it. They're showing exactly what they've got.
Again, across the finish line, DRS is activated by Andika Rama, but now this lap is finished and we start another lap, and Mohamed Nakib from Malaysia in the blue car will now have DRS open as he comes out of turn 1 and should drift by. 6 minutes to go. Does someone want to lead this race onto the last lap, or will he try and go early and try and pull the gap and try and defend? We saw Andika Rama do it very successfully at Silverstone. Defended the lead on the last lap, did it very well in the group stages. So maybe Nakib might want to take something out of that playbook and try and replicate that for today.
I can tell you a significant moment. It went up to 3 seconds for the first time, the gap between Nakib and Andika Rama and Alif Hamilton. At the moment it is 2.6. 2.5, but the first time it crept up above 3, and maybe the lone sprint is taking its toll on Alif Hamilton, the national serviceman from Singapore. Maybe for once isn't quite gonna have what it takes.
Yeah, he won't give up though. There's 5 minutes and to go, and in this sort of racing, when you got someone battling in front of you, it's very tempting to go, okay, well, I'm not going to close this gap, 3 laps to go, whatever, I'm going to take it easy. But Alif knows those two are going to be scrapping. The DRS is going to cause incidents. Those two in front could easily come together like they did at Silverstone in round 2. And you never know, 5 seconds suddenly be gone, and Alif might have a chance.
Hope springs eternal for Alif Hamilton. In the meantime, a mistake. Was that a mistake from Andika Rama?
That was a mistake. He ran a bit wide. That's allowed a small gap. Oh, not big enough of a gap though. Andika's still within DRS range. If this was the last lap of the race, that would be perfect for Mohamed Nakib. But as it is, we've got 5 minutes to go, and he should be able to close that gap.
Yes, he has indeed closed that gap. It was a scary moment though for Andika. Alif Hamilton still can't get within 2.5 seconds. I was going to pull away into the battle for P4, where Josh Perwin has really got himself back into the equation. Ayman Haziq, Josh Perwin and Kalen Chin are in a 3-way scrap. Kalen 1.5 seconds down. Again, not beyond the realms of possibility. Looks like he's recovered from a dodgy middle section of the race.
Yeah, so apparently that pit stop error caused him a lot of time, overshot his mark in the pit box, and then a couple scrappy laps after that means he's down. He's outside of DRS zone as well, but like Alif Hamilton, he'll be pushing to the very finish line.
Back up to the front, Nakib was not able to escape Andika Rama. Andika Rama, 4:20 to go. We're on lap 25. They are lapping at 1:24. So 3 minutes, there will be 3 more laps to go. Is that about right? Maybe 4. 3 more laps to go.
3 more laps to go. Whoa, they're starting to scrap though. They are starting to scrap, and that's allowing Alif Hamilton to close the gap. Alif is now only 2 seconds off the batter for the lead. Can he come into play? Wow, we thought it was all done and dusted, but yes, 2 seconds is looking quite good. And look at him, the 2 cars ahead of him are scrapping for the lead.
It would be quite astonishing if Alif Hamilton could just hang in there, and then come and take it late, but he is visually closer, as well as the timing, down to 1.5 seconds. I commented when it went up to 3 seconds. Now the differential between Alif Hamilton and the front 2 is 1.8 seconds. Astonishing recovery from Alif Hamilton.
Yeah, look at this. Nakib's going to be watching his mirrors. He's going to see him getting closer. He knows he cannot afford a mistake now. Neither of these cars can afford that. No one can afford the slightest mistake. The tension is rising. Who's going to come out on top? It's getting too close to call, Des.
You're not allowed to sit on the fence like that, but Andika Rama, Nakib, Alif, they're the big three, of course they are, and they're showing exactly why. Alif, 1.5 seconds down, 3 minutes nearly remaining. This is potentially a huge moment. He can't get within DRS zone on this lap. Can he close up, though, to get within DRS going into the final lap? 237, 125, 250. Right, 2 laps to go, Alex. Two more laps.
2 laps to go, and you can see the 2 cars in front just tantalizingly out of reach. With 2 laps to go, okay, these guys are going to be doing the math as well. They'll be driving. They'll be thinking, oh, crap, okay, where did we cross the line? 2 more laps to go. So who wants to lead in the last lap? If I was Nakib, I would think about slowing down a bit. Don't make the overtake, because if you don't want to lead into the last lap, because Andika is too fast. Andika is just too fast at the moment. I think if Andika is behind Nakib going into the last lap, then it's Andika's win.
But if you slow down, Alex, you let in Halif Hamilton to come through.
That is the point, and he is. He's getting within the range as well. So what does he do? What happens? So what does Andika do as well? Because Andika, he might have the pace to defend from the front. He looks a bit more capable of doing that at the moment. He seems to be really in the groove. Oh, look at him though. Look at this picture on the right. He looks so calm and collected. He looks like he's got it all in the bag. Let's see. Is there going to be 1 more lap or 2 more laps after this? 123 is per lap.
So it'll be 1 more lap. We are coming into the final lap. It'll be nip and tuck though, won't it? No, final lap, Alex Young. Final lap. Andika Rama leads. Nakib has the DRS. Now Andika will be defending for all he is worth, but this is a long straight, and this is the moment Nakib has been waiting for.
Yes, he does. He gets a DRS. This might have played perfectly into the Malaysian's hands. He's got the DRS. He has to defend the inside because Andika Rama will definitely be coming back. Now out of turn 2, Andika with a really good exit. He's right in the slipstream, but Nakib has the DRS out of turn 2. He inches away. Look at that. Alif Hamilton's closing on these 2 at the front as well.
Alif Hamilton, 0.75 seconds, but it's the last lap. Surely not. Round Schleshgold, they've got Roush, Worth Curve, 6, 7 and 8 to go. Nakib is holding on to the lead. What a finale once again. We promise you we'll take you to the very last lap. Behind them, Josh Perwin has got himself up into P4. But let's look at this. Andika Rama. Is this the moment for Andika Rama, Alex Young?
He's had a really good exit out there. Nakib doesn't have DRS anymore. Andika's going to go to the outside. He's got to go to the outside at this point. Oh, he goes around the outside.
On the
contact.
Final 2 corners, Nakib is leading as they come around the final corner onto the final straight. Hamilton is trying to get there, but Nakib wins it. Nakib by 0.15 from Andika Rama from Alif Hamilton. Less than half a second separating 1 from 3. Perwin, Eamon Hazik and Kalen Chin complete the top 6. Tay Moreno Siswoyo complete the top 9. Brodie Steen 10. Tadashi Melvin Moe and Tabagas. But Nakib.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, he played that to perfection. He's got it wrong in rounds 1 and 2 in the final. He kept getting bundled back from the lead in the last lap. He played it to perfection this time. He did not lead in the last lap. Stayed close enough so he could make the DRS pass early enough in the lap. And that meant he won the race. But I tell you what, I do feel for Andika Rama, because for me, he was the driver today. He was the fastest driver out of all of them. He looked more in control. When he didn't have the DRS, he still looked quick, but he made a mistake. He should not have led on that last lap.
He got the fastest lap, so there's a consolation there. He'll pick up 20 points per second plus 22. But Mohammed Nakib gets in ahead of both Andika Rama and Alif. Alif was so close to really pipping. One more lap, Alex, and Alif Hamilton would have got there. Josh Perwin, great recovery from Josh into P4. Eamon Hazik 5. Kalen Chin will be frustrated. His pit stop crucified his opportunity. He finishes in 6th. Tay 7th. Moreno, the best of the Filipinos, in 8th. Wow. This is a really good series. I don't know whether you're into your e-racing, but this is real sport. You've got competition, you've got thinking, you've got talent, and you've got close finishers. I'm raising my voice on it, not only because I'm raising my voice because I do that anyway, but it's because it's fantastic racing, Alex Young.
Yes, so I'm trying to get Nakib on Discord here so we can have a quick interview with him. Now you got to switch roles in a second, but wow, what a great race that was. He played that to perfection. Let's see if he comes on to Discord. He'll be on the simulator at his home. Inshallah, I'm probably celebrating a wee bit. He's not streaming his racing, unlike Andika and Alif Hamilton. Yes, I believe we have him on Discord. Nakib, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Wow, well done. So, you got it right this time. You didn't lead into the last lap. How was that for you?
Finally got it right this time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a real mental game, to be honest, not really racing. Just me and Andika switching places, made sure we had the gap to Alif. And yeah, I knew in the last lap I had to be behind him, had to make the move on the last lap. Thankfully, it worked this time after failing so many times previously.
Were you working with Rama? Were you guys helping each other to try and make sure the gap didn't close between you guys and Alif in third?
Yep, definitely. I think me and Andika, I think the message was clear. We were switching positions. Yeah! Sorry.
Some celebrations behind you?
Yeah.
Must be your brother Nabil?
Yeah, Nabil, my family. They're ecstatic, they know.
So they're not in the room with you when you drive? You chase them out of the room? Hello?
I think we've lost Mohammed Nakib. Quite deservedly, the celebrations are going on in the Nakib family because he's got that victory, he's got that monkey off his back, and more importantly, he's narrowed the gap a little bit towards Alif. You've got to mention Alif, though. Yeah. 9 races, 9 podiums.
Just can't get rid of him, even when he makes a mistake. Actually, Nakib, are you still there? Do you know what happened to Alif when you guys pulled a gap to him? No. We've lost him. Yeah, so Alif had a mistake or contact or something because there was a sudden gap and he was gone, but still managed to finish third. Also, Perwin, good recovery drive after that half spin earlier on.
And Kalen Chin, he had that nightmare pit stop. He left it late. He took the gamble. The lap that he took was slower than he wanted, and then he absolutely mucked it up as well. So Kalen, from being a contender, went into coming into 6th place.
Yes, that's true indeed. But he's very young, I mean, Kalen's pace was also very good. Actually, out of all the cars when we were watching today, I think Andika and Kalen were the quickest. They seem to be able to still keep the gap even without DRS. They were using the right parts of the track. Alif, a little bit ragged sometimes. Nakib too much curb sometimes at the apex, costing him some exit speed. But then Kalen, yeah, he made that small mistake. Obviously, went to pieces for a couple of laps because the pace just disappeared for a couple laps. Yeah, so he'll be kicking his. He'll be annoyed with himself, but for sure he'll come back stronger.
Okay, it's another thrilling finale to the eRacing GP. This is the gold class, and there's a reason it's a gold class because the guys are bloody good. And Mohammed Nakib taking the victory. Andy Karama, big thumbs up. Yeah. Wonderful performance from him. Terrific entertainment. Alif Hamilton, tell you what, this is a racer who could really do it in real racing as well as in sim racing. Do hope you've enjoyed round 3 of 6. We're back next week with the qualifying races on Friday night as usual, and the Global Edition Gold Race final on Saturday. From Alex Young, myself, Des Corkill, and the team behind the scenes who are bringing this lockdown version of eRacing GP to you. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.